I am muted. Sunflower Mama just said, I think you're muted, dumbass. Anyway, the way I had said before was, I'm not tired and I feel great. Anyway, you can stop ringing, Hawk. It's not muted anymore. Right? You guys can hear me, right? Yeah, see? Yeah, I know. Anyway, welcome to Mondays with Max, where it wouldn't be a stream if I wasn't muted at the beginning. Come on now. I mean, you guys would be wondering what the world was coming to if I actually didn't start it with muted. Anyway, funny thing is I have a hot crypto meme that he posted with the guy from the office going like that, and I know that's what he's doing right now, so there we go. Anyway, thanks for the call, Hawk. It was just a little late. I had already figured it out. Or sorry, Sunflower Mama had already figured it out. Well, let's do a quick roll call, at least quick for me. Let me extend this out a bit so I can actually see what the heck's going on. And because of the dang poll, I can't actually see who's at the top. But we will start with Pete Duro, son of a rabbit. Cody Johnson, second TL Mining. Thank you for being here, all. Travelers Travels, someone in the chat. Black Hat Team. Crypto for Seniors. Overboard Tech, Nah City. Crypto Craig. Craig Davis. Nismo Miner. Crypto for Seniors Midwest Mining. Not to be, oh wait, that was, oh, sorry, I only read Crypto for Seniors. Never mind. Words are hard. Hawk Crypto Mining, good to see you, sir. Mast Investor, Burn, Steven Cicero, Strange Tamer. Let's see, Mr. Peaceful, Tonto Bong Ronto, that's the best name. Let's see who else is here that I haven't seen yet. Eatable Zebra. Smash the like bros, as Sunflower Mama just reminded me. Turtle Tech. Galaxy 9 Synthesis. Patrick Murphy. The guy who loves to troll everybody. Love it. And I'm going to do a quick scan. Easy Admin. I think I got most of everybody. IEEE. Yeah. All right. If I missed you, I apologize, but thank you guys all for being here. And let me start out with seeing what I've been tagged in. Oh, Crypto for Senior says, so what does Hawk have against Kansas? He obviously hasn't been to Kansas City. Dang, he was really dogging last night. Well, first of all, Kansas City's really far away from the farm, so that would have nothing to do with it. Anyway, but he's got nothing against it. You know, he has other stuff going on. He has a different part of the company that he's responsible for. So, but I don't need to explain for Hawk. He is quite capable of doing that himself. But trust me, he's got a full plate with the stuff he's working on. Let's see. What's up, Midwest Miner? I did miss calling you out earlier. I don't know how I did that. And Hawk tagging me 3 times. I guess that was probably when I was muted. It was probably what he was trying to get my attention for. So, all right, guys. First thing I wanted to cover was Hivemapper. Yeah, last time I checked, if you've been mapping, I don't know if anybody else has noticed, I should have made that actually the poll. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but let me ask you this. Put a 23 in the chat if you are Hive mapping, but your pictures are not uploading. This is only supposedly on Android. If you don't figure out a way to upload the pictures from the camera and upload them to the system by around 6 p.m. Central Time, I forget, it's basically 11:59 UTC. If you don't upload by then, they get deleted from the camera without being uploaded. So that would be a shame. to have that happen. So what I did to fix that problem is got an Apple device, which happened to be my daughter's iPad, downloaded the Hivemapper app, downloaded the Phantom wallet, imported it into, imported the seed phrase into that wallet, basically did the upload from my car. And now that everything's uploaded, I'm going to delete everything. That's what I did. Not saying that's what you should do. Just saying it's a possible solution. So if you have an Apple device in the house that you can temporarily use, yes, Hawk, yes. There is one Apple device in her house. It's called an iPad. And the reason why is because and Android tablets, when my daughter got this, were ass. They're now better. There's a few really nice Android tablets out there. There's a Google one. Well, she did buy it herself, but we went over like what made sense. And like I said, at the time, there were no good Android tablets. I don't know why. It just doesn't make sense why somebody couldn't make a decent Android tablet. Everybody was cheaping out. But now there's a couple. Like I said, there's a Google tablet, and there is, shoot, I can't think of the company. It's a phone company as well, but they've also got a really nice tablet. So anyway, thank you, Crypto for Seniors Midwest Mining, for becoming a member. Very much appreciate that. Welcome to OnlyFlans. So that's why we have an Apple device in the house. So anyway, if Apple is not king, Apple is definitely not king. Samsung, see, I think Samsung's like the same type of cult as Apple. In my opinion, I don't buy Samsung and I don't buy Apple. So I think there's a lot better devices with either Google, Motorola, and this other company, I cannot think of the name of it. It's like one something. Anyway, whatever. That's not what we came here to talk about. But anyway, that is a possible solution. The reason for this is that they made an update and to the firmware, and they were also trying to update the actual app itself, and Google didn't accept the app. So now they've resubmitted it, but it has not been approved yet. Last time I checked. In fact, let me just check and see. And this is one of those things where some people might get it and other people won't. Correct. It's from the camera to the phone. That is absolutely correct. But in order to get it to the cloud, you have to get it to your phone. So yeah, it's all related, but yeah, that's the step that's missing. So you can actually see the pictures sitting there in the queue to get downloaded to your phone, and they just aren't doing anything. They just sit there with the phone. So anyway, that is a workaround temporarily. Hopefully by next week, that will be solved. And it's really unfortunate because yesterday I was planning on going out driving for like 3 hours and just doing, virgin roads, things that hadn't been mapped before. So I did do that for a considerable period of time, like for about an hour 15, something like that, and hit a lot of virgin roads. In fact, I hit some private roads in a very exclusive community out in the boonies. So, I mean, these are like single lane roads, that type of thing. But hey, nobody had touched them. So now they're mapped. Anyway, but yeah, it was really frustrating because I was really planning on going out and doing a lot more. But then I was like, why waste my time if I don't have a solution? I'd really be more irritated about this if I had spent all that gas, all that time on going out driving only to find out that I can't do anything with the pictures. So let's see the tags out there. He didn't tag. Oh, got it. So yeah, he did tag. So max voltage mining crypto 1. Oh, You won a KS0 Pro Green from Meterbox and Ice River. Nice. So you were 1 in the 10. Interesting. Well, congratulations, man. You win everything. By the way, he won a GPU from me. God, man, the guy wins everything. But congratulations. How's that gambling going for you? The sports gambling, I mean. So Erted said, and this is why you sideload apps that you trust, then you don't have to worry about. Yeah, you know, it's funny you mentioned that. I specifically asked that in their chat. Said, can we sideload the update? Why can't we sideload the update? And the guy chuckled like, no, we can't do that. Like, yeah, you can. You absolutely can. But they were unwilling to do that. I don't know why. It was annoying. When we first started beta testing it, that's what we did. We sideloaded the app. It wasn't in the Google store. So, Steven Cicero says, you see FTM bonus going away too. Last payout. Yes, I did notice that. That's one of the reasons why I went out and did that. So yes, the first mile, I forget what FTM stands, but basically it's if you go out on virgin roads, things that haven't been mapped before, you get a bonus for mapping those roads. And so that was one of the main reasons why I'm like, okay, it's coming to an end. So I want to get out there and take advantage of this. There's a number of roads far west of here, not that far west, but far west of here, that have not been mapped at all. So I thought, might as well take advantage of it while it still exists. So if you have had any thought of doing that, because you have Hivemapper, now is the time to take advantage of it. What I really found interesting is I noticed this over the weekend as well, that, and I don't know if it was like this before, but when you click on the layer to show what's been traveled, you can do either all time or last 7 days. And I was surprised at how little roads around me had been mapped in the last 7 days. So that made me feel really good about the fact that, hey, I'm in a good area to map a lot of stuff, every 7 days or so and get decent payouts. It also made me think, because as I was looking at the map, as long as I take a different way home from work each day, I'll also make more in the way of rewards. The main way I go home is pretty well traveled, so I'm not the only one mapping that. But the other stuff, nobody seems to be mapping, so definitely travel there. Let's see. Maxwell, Apple iPhone does not allow you to join as a member. I must find a PC soon. I will join OnlyFans. Well, thank you all for you miners. Appreciate that. 1 in 15, Techman Ty says. Okay, thanks for the clarification. Joker Miner says, won again overall up to $1,500 gambling. Yeah, he's in a group that figures out specific bets that where the odds are significantly favored one way or the other, statistically. And yeah, they don't win all the time, but overall they win, greater than 50% of the time. So overall they win. First time mapped. That's what FTM stands for. Thank you, Steven, sister. I appreciate that. Let's see. I think that catches me up on, DJ Mines is here. Good to see you, sir. Yes. AMA said that they are getting rid of the first time mapped. Yes, correct. That's why I said I was going out yesterday. Did a bunch of first time mapped, but would have done a heck of a lot more if I knew I could upload the pictures. So, is what it is. Nothing can do about it now. Okay. Anytime I see Robitech in a comment, that always makes me wonder. Just don't try Robitech or Intel Discord. Too many people in mods are jerks. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Robitech. I've mentioned this before, but it's been quite a while. Robitech goes into a build completely blind, has no idea what he's doing with a different case, different things. And to Android users from Patrick Murphy, how is North Korea? How is North Korea? I don't even understand what that means. But thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Hawk. Appreciate it. Joker Miner with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Let's see who the lucky winners are. Wienars. That would be Scott Sheffield, All Set, Ovalbore Tech, Team JFK, and Mining Meister. So welcome everybody. Wait a minute. Was it? Oh no, I guess it was. I was like, wait, was it All Set that said he wanted to join? But that was somebody else. Was it All Set? Oh. Weekender? Oh, cool. I don't even see that one. But anyway, thank you for all my new members. I appreciate it. All right, where was I? We were talking about Hivemapper. But anyway, I was pretty much done with that. But yeah, the workaround is using an Apple device. And they actually even mentioned that. They did it with a little winky face, like, yeah, we know you probably don't have one, because who has both Android and Apple? Because, man, that's just going to start arguments in the house. Okay. But yeah, I mean, Hivemapper's been doing well for me. So, Brad Webb, I missed you in roll call. I am so sorry. You have a tweet question into me as well. Can you post the question here and tag me? How much would I spend on a used 4090? I mean, how used can it be? Honestly, whether they're used or not, they're still in high demand. You're pretty much going to be able to get close to, I believe, although I haven't really looked it up, but I suppose we could look it up. Let's see. I'm going to not put this on screen because it'll show my ID or my login and stuff. So I'm going to, and where I live. So I am going to stay away from that, but let's look up at 4090 on OfferUp. 4090 RTX. Let's see. Anybody selling one? No one is selling a 4090, it looks like. Oh, wait, there's a 4090. Oh, of course, you have the fake listings. A 4090 FE for $650. Of course, it's only mail. You can't pick it up. No. So unfortunately, I guess I gotta check eBay. Let's see what the sold units are on it. Let me take a look. All right, 4090 RTX. Let's see. Scroll down to sold. Always forget. There it is. Sold. Yeah, I mean, there's well, that's bids. Let me do buy it now only. You know, that's a 3090. That's not a 4090. Let's see. Trying to see if there's a way that there's a search where I can make sure that so I'm not getting all these 3090s in here. Well, anyway, so like a 4090 Founders Edition sold for 2010. It does say it's brand new, but still. Let's see. These are all 3090s. 4090. That's new. 3090, 3090, 3090, 7900X, 4090. Again, new listing. Oh, let me go up and click used instead of new. Where is that? There we go. Used. There we go. Of course, all we get is 3090s. 7900, 3090, 3090, 7900, 3090, 3090. I didn't ask for a 3090. I asked for 4090. There's a 4090. So, okay. So 4090 pre-owned Founders Edition sold for $1,700 on eBay. That's $100 over retail. So you can go with that. They're really not selling below what you purchased, what they originally were purchased for. So yeah, use, I mean, if you can get it for under 1,600, I think that's a good price, honestly. That's in my opinion. And let's see. All right. Well, I don't see myself tagged in anything. So again, if you want me to read one of your comments, please tag me. I would appreciate it. So anyway, that's enough of Hivemapper. Didn't expect to spend that much time on it. But very interestingly, so we know that the market's been kind of the last few days. Nothing dramatically lower, but if you've been paying attention, let me bring up CoinMarketCap. There's been some interesting revelations. Let's see if I remember which screen this is. Yeah, that's the right one. So we have, of course, Bitcoin on top and Ethereum second and Tether. And oh, look at that. Solana's back into fourth place. And it was over $200 today for a while. It's obviously taken a hit now, but man, was it hot. It's up 28% in the last 7 days. Nothing else is that hot except Avalanche. Oh, and Avalanche had overtaken Cardano for 8th place earlier today. So it's also taken, it went over 60 today. Man, it's been hot. 23%. Oh, is that what I interrupted? I was trying to remember.
Also, you got a super chat from
Super chat from Mahawk, 1999. Oh God, conspiracy theory time. Apple logo represents the bite Eve took from the apple given to her by serpent. It's a symbol of consequences of forbidden actions. So was Steve Jobs trying to tell us something.
Steve Jobs was a Buddhist, so why would he do that?
That's a good point. Steve Jobs was a Buddhist, so why would he do that? So there you go. Wrench thrown. So anyway, but yeah, Avalanche up. Well, now it's coming out a little bit more, but 18.5%, and Solana up 28%. And then, of course, but I mean, look at the rest of the red. Oh yeah, sorry. Go back to the Robitech. Finish the Dad Robitech story. Anyway, so the bottom of the line is it drives me nuts that he asks his audience to help him build the computer like he has no idea. Okay, it's cute when Panda does it. Okay, that's different. This guy's supposed to be an expert. He's supposed to know what he's doing. He's supposed to he does builds. Like people ask him, hey, can you build this computer for me? I'm like, why would I let a guy that comes onto a stream and yeah, I don't know what this is. And I just spend 10, 15 minutes looking over your build, figuring out what you might have questions about, and just research those few things. It's usually only a few things. There's a few things that might be different. Might be a little bit different if you're doing an AIO. Some of the AIO coolers are a little bit different. The cases are definitely different, and where you can mount things, just do a little bit of research. Where can things be mounted? How do I want to build this? Do a little bit of planning, just a little, not YOLOing it every single build.
Okay, now back to you.
All right. Anyway, well, you asked me to finish it, so I finished it. So anyway, there we go. Enough with the Robitech story. So going back to crypto, yeah, some of the ones I had actually bought. So I bought Polkadot. That one's down 14%, unfortunately. I bought, I think, right around a week ago. Chainlink I haven't bought, but I've definitely been seeing some people recommending it also. Kind of debating on that one. Near Protocol is another one that had been doing well. You can see it's down much less in the last 7 days than others, so it's been doing better overall and moved up. But everything else, not really doing that well. Not at all. Hey, Caspa moved up one place. Down 20% over the last week, but it was in 42. Now it's down back up to 41 because Theta had been on fire, but it's come back down quite a bit. This is one I want to research. Want to see something, see what it's about. But all right. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to take a quick glance to see who else. Wow, look at that one. Jupiter. Awesome. I still got 200 Jupiter. I hadn't been keeping track of it at all, but it's up 73% over the last 7 days. Woohoo! My originally $100 in Jupiter is now worth over $200. Certainly not going to get rich over that, but hey, it's a nice win. I'll just hang on to it for fun. Maybe it'll turn into something big. I mean, think about it. Well, what if it was like Bitcoin and it went up like Bitcoin? 100 Bitcoin would be really nice to have right now. I know. I can dream. Okay, let me go up and do Flux. Because obviously that one's been flying high. I don't know where it's at right now. I haven't looked. Back down to $1.42. That's kind of sad. It was up over $1.70. $1.70. Certainly not complaining because you look at where it was. We're still up over the last 7 days considerably. You know, from $1.21 up to $1.41. And this is kind of how most coins, when they're going up, are going to go. They're going to peak. They're going to fall back down as people take profits. Then it goes back up. You know, so yeah, this is typical pattern. But I mean, that looks pretty nice. I mean, we were at 72 cents a month ago. 72 cents. We've doubled in a month. Well, almost doubled in a month. Pretty darn close. So this is 66.5%. I don't see how. Do the math. 72 cents to $1.41 is almost 100%. I don't know where that number's coming from. I know. Super chat. Hawk, enough with the super chats. Jeez, man. $20 super chat. Thank you, sir. Second conspiracy. Oh my God, dude. Are you really trying to derail my stream? Titanic was owned by, now this one I actually like. Titanic was owned by JP Morgan and his art collection was delayed. So he missed the boat. But the Titanic, when it sunk, had all his competitors on it for the Fed. Plus, he owned the White Star Line that owned Titanic. Yeah, that one is pretty interesting, actually. I mean, that's pretty dark. What was that? Oh, Sunflower Mom was looking it up, and she says it's debunked. Brad Webb says, what do you feel about making a current follow-up to your ComEd video from January 2021? Include how to shop and negotiate with suppliers for miners, 5 or 6K consumption or higher. Just a thought. Definitely an interesting thought. I have actually been wanting to do a follow-up to that ComEd video to show like what my savings were, how things have been over time. You know, again, the big thing with the variable rate program that anybody in Illinois can go on. And the Ameren and ComEd programs are slightly different, but because they're in two different markets. We're in PJM, I think is what it is, and Ameren's in Meso. So they're two different electrical markets. So the pricing that each of them has is going to be different. PJM is like Pennsylvania, Jersey, and Maryland. I think were the first 3 original members, if I remember correctly. And but it has other places now involved. Obviously, Illinois, Northern Illinois is one of them that is also in that market. Again, not connected by any means, but I don't know. I'm not sure how the markets were made, but that's the market that Northern Illinois is in. But it's been doing really well. Usually spring and fall, I do extremely well with variable rate pricing because you don't have to run heat. You don't have to run air conditioning. Anytime you have that, there's significant reductions in power usage. so causes the price of electricity to come down considerably. So I've had almost a full day where I was almost in the negative. It was crazy. That was when we got that first warm up. Nobody's obviously going to turn on air conditioning, but nobody was running any heat whatsoever. And it kind of came as a little bit of a surprise. And anytime you have to tell a power network to make that quick of an adjustment, they can't adjust their power generation that quickly. That's why peaker plants are out there, things like that, in order to provide that quick spin up of energy and then spin back down again. So I will definitely think about that. Appreciate the feedback on that. Definitely like it when people tell me, hey, this is the type of content I'd be looking for. Because sometimes it's hard to come up with content. Right now, I do have a number of ideas, but that was one of my ideas, was to go over my results with that. As far as negotiation, that I don't really have a lot of experience with as far as with electrical companies. And really, it's going to be, can you manage to convince the electric company that they can give you commercial rates, even though you might be in a residential area? Some areas are more, you have a better chance of that happening than in other areas. So, Hot Crypto with yet another super chat. Third conspiracy, Red Panda is Satoshi Nakamoto. Fight me. I'm not going to fight you. I've been saying that all along. He's definitely Satoshi. No doubt. No doubt. Oh, wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. He's the, what's the guy's name from Dynex? He's that guy. That's who it is. Yeah, no. Satoshi is somebody else. He's the guy from Dynex. That's who Red Panda is. Crypto Craig says, are you going back down to the Terra facility soon? I don't have any plans to go down there soon. I am sure I will be back there sometime, probably this year. But I'm not sure exactly when. Like I said, that particular time was a quick in and out, because I was bringing my Octominers with me and putting them there. And then also I figured while I was there, I would do some work with Mining King. It also gives me a much better idea of, like, when I'm working on things, what the different problems could have been. Why would there be heat soak in some rigs, things like that. So it was definitely helpful from a perspective of seeing the operation, understanding how things are networked and all that kind of stuff. So yes, Red Panda the scammer, sure. Satoshi equals Steve Jobs. He secretly put the Bitcoin white paper in every Mac since Bitcoin birth. Since I have never owned a Mac, I would have no idea. So there you go. Red Panda says, I'm going to shut down the Bitcoin network with my code now. Gotta say it in an evil voice. All right. So, 2 minutes. All right. So we talked about AVAX, FLUX. Oh, a little bit more on FLUX, actually. Hobbyist had a really good video today on proof of useful work and how it might be implemented within HiveOS. I thought that was pretty interesting, because I was like, how are they going to do it? Now, I have to admit, I was only kind of half listening to it because I got distracted by somebody at work as I had it just kind of sitting there. But I got enough where I was kind of like, how are they going to activate it and such? And he had some ideas. So I think that's still maybe a work in progress. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works. But it's nice to know that there is a commitment to make that happen. So looking forward to that. What's going to be interesting, though, is proof of useful work requires more PCIe lanes. And if everybody's going to think, oh, I'll just use my handy dandy mining rig to do proof of useful work, it'll do it, but it isn't going to do it anywhere near as effectively as if you had that same card on, shall we say, at least 8 lanes, 8 PCIe lanes, instead of the typical 1 that is out there. So yeah, if you have your stuff in an Octominer, for instance, yeah, it's a 16 slot, but only one PCIe lane is active out of that. So, all right. Now moving on to the next subject, which is, we'll go on to what am I mining first before we'll leave taxes to the end. But it actually, Hawk brought something up today in our private chat I thought was pretty interesting and made me kind of think about a few things. But what I'm mining right now is Pyron and Zil. And I haven't looked recently to see. But let's do hashrate.no. And go to GPUs and, oh, no, Ampere. And I'll go to 3070. I'll do 3070 Ti. Oh, Pyron's back on top. They were down a little bit for a while, but yeah, I like this new look. Looks pretty cool. I haven't done WhoSat yet. I've been debating. Now that I have something I can put wallets on. And what was the other one that people were mining? Oh, that one's not up here yet. I forgot. There is a new coin as well. I was thinking about mining, but it's not here yet. It's on Mining Pool Stats. Okay, but yeah, I've been mining Pyron and Zil, and it's been pretty effective. It's nice having that Zil kind of just ratchet its way up, and all the Pyron that I have been mining, I have been selling into Bitcoin. So I've got, I don't know, $60 worth of Bitcoin, something like that, from the Pyron that I mined. So no complaints there. Pyron is on a tear. It definitely is. Zil Maxi, oh, Retro Mike Tech is a Zil Maxi. Yeah, hey, you know what? If I can mine it and then convert it to something else that's valuable, that's what I think is more valuable, I'm going to do that. Now I am letting my Zil kind of roll. I did have quite a bit of Zil, for me at least, quite a bit of Zil from the X16P that I had on loan. And so I'm holding on to that and now just basically adding to that bag a bit. Hawk Crypto Miner, $50 super chat. What the heck, Hawk? Thank you, sir. Fun fact for the day, the name Hut 8, the company, this is actually cool, got its name from Alan Turing, who decrypted the Enigma machine in World War II, which helped defeat the Nazis in Hut 8 at Bletchley Park in the UK, further shortening the war by at least 2 years, saving millions of lives. Yep. That is all true. It is kind of interesting. Yes, that Hut 8 is from Alan Turing. And that was the hut. The building they called Hut 8. Correct, Hawk? That's what I remembered it. Got it. All right. Let's see. What else was I going to talk about? I talked about what am I mining? I've been like I said, I've been thinking about mining some more spec coins, but right now Pyron's on a tear, so I'm like, yeah, I'll ride that until it comes back down and then reevaluate. Plus, it's nice and cool, not generating a lot of heat, so that's pretty cool as well. As far as the projects I'm working on, I'm currently finishing up the 4090 Vast rig with 8 GPUs. That has been, the thought has been that that's going to be my last one, and it's running stable, so that should be good to go. The other thing I have going on right now is one of my rigs, about once every 2 weeks to 3 weeks, just craps out. Pretty sure it's the power supply. It's a 4090 running on an 850 watt power supply. It's probably getting a tangent every once in a while that will overvolt the power supply, causing it to trigger to shut off. That's my guess. And anyway, not positive, but that's what my guess is. So, and then when it comes back on immediately afterwards, something gets messed up. So you have to like shut it off, wait like 20, 30 seconds, turn it back on, and then everything's good. So I may be replacing that power supply with a more powerful power supply. And then depending on where my power is at that point, I have to like do some calculations here, but I might take one of those 5810s, the Dell Precision 5810s, the workstation, the Xeon workstations, and use some cables from Veteran Miner to be able to run a second power supply to power 24090s and actually have them on riser cables. Remember, those are PCIe 3, which you can use with riser cables without a problem. So those are 16 PCIe lanes. So that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Blue Dragon is currently running a setup like that, and I thought that was really cool. So I'll probably be picking his brain a bit on that setup. And other than that, I mean, my network is all set up. I've got my Dream Machine Pro, actually Dream Machine Special Edition, actually, because I wanted the 2.5 gig WAN port, and the PoE on it. But it's running really well. I have the VLANs all set up. Everything's cordoned off. The home Wi-Fi and the home LAN. Nobody can talk to those two networks from any of the other devices. I'm got the only device that can talk to everything on the network. So yeah, it was pretty easy to set up, and I know Joker had asked me to help him set his up. I will do that. Be happy to help you out. Not an expert, but I will. What was that?
Amplifier Gamer wanted to know how much an entire Dream Machine setup.
Oh, how much is an entire Dream Machine setup? I was just about ready to read that since it was the last one. So for me, it was just the $500 because I got really, really lucky. Big Wooly was in the area doing some migrations. So they were migrating from Ubiquity to Cisco. And he was going to be in town, so we had made a plan to have dinner. It was actually me, Sunflower Mama, Baldini, and his wife, and Big Wooly. And so we just made plans to go out. Didn't know anything about this other than he was in town doing some IT work. And so yeah, we get there. He's like, "Hey, do you want a 48 port Ubiquity switch?" I'm like, "What?" That's not something you usually start a conversation with. And I don't think he started the conversation with. I think he said it about halfway through dinner or something. But anyway, I had to think about it. I'm like, yeah, I will. He's like, well, do you want the access point too? I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I'll use it, but I definitely could use a switch. So I immediately set up the 48 port switch in the basement. And then I had gotten the MikroTik, and that was doing okay, but it was really, really hard to configure. I mean, it did what you told it to do. And there were a lot of great things because you could see everything in the background, which was really cool. So I liked it for a lot of things, but when it came for ease of setup and ease of making a change to the network, it was very difficult. And VLANs would have been very, very difficult because I would have had to have done all the commands, and it just wasn't, and it wasn't easy. And Ubiquity, it's easy. It's single pane of glass. It's very logical. I think of it as like like early versions of Windows to Apple. You know, Apple is just very, very intuitive. That's the way Ubiquity is. It's very intuitive. And MikroTik is not intuitive. You got to do your homework. It can do more than Ubiquity, no question, on very cheap devices. But the problem is that the ease of setup is just not there. So much more for a professional user as opposed to a home user that just wants to set it and forget it. Hawk's remembering all these things he's talked about over the last, I don't know, couple of nights. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Hawk. Another fact, Raven coin was named after Game of Thrones. Ravens in the show were used to send messages in the land of Westeros between kingdoms, thus implicating crypto transaction from peer to peer. That's true. That is true. Says it in there. I don't know, it was in the white paper, but it certainly says it on their website. So Scott A says, use the Dream Router all-in-one unit. If you just need smaller scale, works great. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely other options. For me, this was the best option for me. I wanted to have 10. I wanted to kind of go a little bit all out. So the router comes with 2 SMB Plus ports along with the 2.5 gig. So the way I use the SMB Plus ports is I did 2 RJ45 modules, 10 gig RJ45 modules. One is running at 2.5 gig to this computer right here. And then the other one's running 10 gig to the basement. And then I also have an RJ45 SMB Plus module in there. So between the router and the basement switch is a 10 gig link. It's not redundant. I could certainly set that up if I decided to add an aggregation switch here or something like that. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of options with this. But for me, I could take out all but one unmanaged switch. The unmanaged switch has basically a lot of common devices connected to it that I all have under a single VLAN anyway, so it's perfectly fine because it's VLAN into the Dream Machine. But everything else has its own individual port into the Dream Machine, including the switch to the basement, my daughter's computer, our 2 computers. So it's worked out really, really well. And it's pretty cool. I definitely see greater than 1 gig download to my computer. Now, am I actually in reality going to get that because of anybody that I'm trying to get that from isn't going to be able to provide it? Yeah, I mean, if I'm downloading something from Steam, Steam's not going to download it to me that fast. It'd be nice if they did, but their servers aren't supporting that pretty much. So, but it's nice to have as far as when you have multiple people doing different things in the house, all these different requests can go out and get full bandwidth back. Yep, I was about to get to that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. Crypto Crag with the super chat. Appreciate it. Another fact, Oval Bore is one of the best oval clockers ever. Help the kitties. #meowcoin. Yes. I think that's what he meant by OC. Oval clockers, right? That's what you meant. All right. Joker said, just won $900 on same game bet for Bulls and Blazers. LOL. Good day today. Nice. Congrats, man. That's like 50% more of your winnings now just from that one bet. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay. Now let's get to the last subject because we are almost at an hour and then we'll get to an AMA. Taxes. So there was a Max Maher video that Hawk shared in our chat, our personal chat. And it was from 2 years ago. Basically talked about a CRT. It is a charitable residual trust, I believe is what it was called. But basically setting that up allowed you to take your existing crypto, deposit it in this charitable residual trust. You set up that charitable residual trust with a trust that would take the remainder of what was in that account at your death. Idea is obviously you want to have it removed before your death, unless you really do want to leave it to that charity, but you probably want to leave something to your family. So there are ways of getting around that and having it go to your family first. Anyway, he went through all that in the video. I'm not going to go through all the details, but it was interesting because I'm like, he's like saying pay no tax. I'm like, but you are paying tax, because he said at the very end, he's like, well, then you're going to take annuity payments out of it and you're going to get taxed on those annuity payments. Okay, so you're going to get taxed on $500,000. It's just the timing of the tax. It's not that you're not paying the capital gains tax. You're just paying the tax later on. because you can put the money in tax deductible, and then when you take the money out, because remember, the money you're putting in is principal plus gain. Okay. So then, oh, sorry, full screen. Good point. Okay. So anyway, bottom line is you're still getting taxed on the money. So that was my kind of irritation with that video. And then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, that's no different than an IRA. You're taking money, you're putting it into an account, and then it tax-free because you're able to deduct your contributions up to a certain amount. And then when you are 55 or older, you can start taking the money out penalty-free, but you are going to be taxed on those withdrawals. That's the same thing. The differences is the fact that, because I did some research on this before the stream, you can only deposit in-kind transfers from one IRA to another. If you are depositing something from outside of an IRA, it has to be cash. Can't be stocks, can't be crypto. So that is one way where, okay, that's fine. If you've got, $500,000 of capital gains, you can't decide to then put all of that into a crypto IRA, because you couldn't put all that in at once. So that's the other drawback, is you couldn't do it all at once. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting in the fact that, yes, you have one solution on one hand that's pretty interesting. He made the overall claim of, oh, you're paying no tax. No, you're still paying tax. It's just at a different time, just like an IRA. But I am currently in the process of opening up a crypto IRA for Sunflower Mama. She's transferring her IRA into there. And hopefully by the end of the week, it'll be all transferred in there. It didn't take that long. The biggest thing that took long was because yours truly is an idiot. And I put in the wrong birthday. And you think, well, that shouldn't be too hard to fix. Oh, no. It was an ordeal. Once you make a mistake in the documentation, evidently they then have to go back and review everything. So she had to actually be on the phone, review things, show her face, show her ID, all these things to prove who she was. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, that took an extra week doing that. Again, that's on me. That is not on iTrustCapital. Since that got resolved, everything's been clicking right along. I checked with my custodian of the IRA, and they said that, yes, they got the request so that they would start processing it probably on Monday. So probably by either Friday or Monday of next week, it should all be transferred over. So looking forward to that. I'm actually hoping that the markets stay down and don't start pumping again until I can actually get a chance to start investing some of those funds. That would be great. That would be great. So we'll see what happens, but we'll take it one step at a time. We're in no rush to, wasn't like it was making that much money in the first place. Certainly, I think we'll be in the right place at the right time. And, we'll do some dollar cost averaging in, that's for sure. Black Hat Team even said, go full screen, Max. Yeah, Scott A said, yeah, pay me now, pay me later. They always get us. Yes, they're always going to get their cut. It's just the timing of it. Now, what's interesting, because I've always had this conversation with people, I know that DJ is a big proponent of Roth IRA. Nothing wrong with Roth IRA, but here's the thing. The question you need to ask, and this is really what it comes down to, and nobody knows because nobody can tell the future, but are you going to be in a higher tax bracket now, or are you going to be in a higher tax bracket when you retire? If you believe that you're going to be in a lower tax bracket when you retire, then an IRA and a 401k are a better solution to your retirement funds, because you're not getting taxed at the higher rate when you put the money in. You're only getting taxed on the money coming out when you're at a lower tax rate. Now, not everybody's that way. They may be thinking, you know what? No, I'm going to have so much money by that time that I'm going to be in a higher tax rate because I'm going to be pulling out a lot of money because I've got tons of cash or tons of investments that are making me tons of money, well, then a Roth IRA is absolutely the right way to go. And that may be what DJ's thinking. Again, no wrong answer. And maybe the best answer is do a little bit of both. That way you're again, diversifying that tax risk. Crypto. Wow, another fun fact. Ketchup was sold in the 1830s as medicine. In 1834, it was sold as a cure for an upset stomach by an Ohio physician named John Cook. It wasn't popularized as a condiment until the late 19th century. Interesting. That one's interesting. You know what another interesting thing is?
If they don't know what Malort is, it's not
She knew exactly what I was talking about. So Malort, you need to probably look it up. It is a wonderful liquor. It tastes so good. Tastes so good. Look it up on YouTube. There's some hilarious videos. But Malort was during Prohibition was basically said, the company that made it basically said it was a medicine. That it, what did they say? It tasted so bad it had to be a medicine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it tasted so bad it had to be a medicine. So what did it cure?
It didn't cure anything.
Well, I know it didn't. What did they say it cured?
Stomach worms.
Oh yeah, they said it cured stomach worms. So there you go. And you know what? I've never had stomach worms, so maybe that's why. I've never drank Malort. Argon Strider said, I'm going to be selling so much crypto when I retire. I better put the 401k in Roth. Like I said, there may be some people that are in that boat. Really, maybe. But right now, I'm not planning on that. I don't think that's going to be the case. Really don't think that'll be the case. I'm guessing I'm going to be in the boat of less taxes, lower tax rate during. And again, it is, even though you're selling, it is taxed at a general income rate, not at like a capital gains rate or anything like that. Wow, Hawk is on fire tonight. $20 super chat. Did you know Abraham Lincoln is in the Wrestling Hall of Fame? The 6'4" president had only one loss among his 300 contests. He earned a reputation for this in New Salem, Illinois, as an elite fighter. No, I actually did not know that about Abraham Lincoln. Sunflower Mama said, need to give back my Illinois card. I guess I should have known that. That's kind of like one of those useless knowledge things. I know other important things about Abraham Lincoln. That just happened. Doesn't happen to be one of them. All right. Was that all I was going to talk about tonight? Oh, and then of course, another way to save money on taxes is using Koinly. It will not only save you money on taxes. Well, I shouldn't say it doesn't really save you money on taxes. It just makes sure you're not paying more than you should. Or that you are paying what you need to, so you don't get in trouble with the tax man. But I do have referral codes, or not referral codes, but referral links to both iTrustCapital as well as Koinly in the description. So if you are interested in either of those, please check that out. Will help out the channel tremendously. Appreciate it. And for all those people that have done it already with the Koinly code, I really, really appreciate it. I've had quite a few referrals, so definitely appreciate that. Helps out the channel tremendously. Let's see here.
All of Hawk's super chats are giving me one step closer to my fire table that I want for the summer table.
Oh, so Sunflower Mama says, thanks for all the super chats. It's makes her one step closer to getting a fire table. Okay, a fire table, whatever that is. The Mining King says, I need help, Max. How do I contact the Max's taxes? No. See, if you want to get in trouble or know that you're going to have to file an extension, then you definitely want to go with the Max tax, because my shit's always done late. I do enough of it to figure out if I owe, and if I owe, I overpay at that point to make sure I'm not going to pay like a penalty or anything for having underpaid any amount. And then I'll finish my taxes later. And then if I need to get any money back, I'll get it back at that point. Crypto Money with another $10 super chat. This is how we pay Max at Terra hosting. No, that's actually not true. But anyway, another fact, GPU risers came up with the name Terra, but when he realized he created Terra after Luna collapsed, he said, well, yeah, you guys can read that. It hasn't hurt the company with the name, that's for sure. I like the name. Like the logo. Looks good.
New subscriber, A-Fred.
New subscriber?
A-Fred.
Where are you seeing that?
It popped up. I'm just telling you. Just read it.
I'm trying to read it. I don't see it.
Doesn't matter. It was A-Fred.
A-Fred, thank you very much for becoming a member. For some reason, it did not pop up. I see the Overboard Tech and Hawk Crypto Mining, but I do not see the members. So I appreciate you guys all becoming members tonight. The tax rate on a super, I don't know. I think it's about 45%, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's about that. I don't know. YouTube, it's not like we get like a list of the super chats and then like a breakdown of how much they take and how much we take. We don't get any of that. Red Panda says, Descartes, I'm about to sell my 300K Pyron bag. Here comes the red candle on Trade Ogre. Wow. Well, thanks for warning everybody. I appreciate that. Yeah, my Pyron bag I sold just a little bit before the stream. Technically, donations to YouTubers should be tax-free. That is true. That is true. Unfortunately, when it comes through YouTube, they don't view it that way and they don't report it to the IRS that way. From what I hear, don't take your tax advice from Panda. Sorry, I probably kid too soon. All right. Anyway, that's kind of an inside joke. Yep, all the same. 10.99 for me, exactly. Joker Miner says spent 7,000 on donations last year on YouTube. Wow.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you to all the YouTubers that you donated to. I'm glad you like that, Panda. Glad you like that. All right. Oh, right. Yeah. Canadian revenue. Yeah, anyway. The tax guy in Canada. Who cares about old people? Wow. Wow, that hits close to home. Not quite at home, but it hits close to home. No, I think you guys are slacking. I think Overboard is the only one that's been doing the drink every time I say that word. Either that or I haven't been saying it much because I haven't seen many drinks. I think you guys got to be slacking. I can't be that good about not saying that word. I have to be still saying that word. Well, Overboard, keep me honest. Have I been saying the word and you've just been missing it? All right. Anybody has any questions, go ahead and tag me in the chat. Because I am probably going to be about another 5 minutes or so, and then we will call it a night.
Actual drinking game Overboard Tech says he will be better.
Yes, I do my best to basically drink you all under the table. Like, not really drink you under the table, but make you drink yourselves under the table. Chuck Danger, I'm fussing wasted. Tag, you're it. What am I it for? We can't leave without discussing vast profits. How's that going? It's going great. They are down a little bit. Well, here, let's bring up, hang on. Let me bring up 500.farm. is. And this one? No, this one. Okay. So I know that this chart is really like strains the eyes, but basically you can see here, over here. Okay. So this is like from here to here. So that first gap is how many verified units are rented. From here to the next line is how many verified units are not rented. From the next line to the next line is the amount that is unverified units rented. And then the next line to the last line is unverified units unrented. So you can see there's been a significant change between almost fully rented of unverified to less than 50% of unverified units are rented. So we have had to lower prices. I'm at about 29 to 30 cents on most of my unverified units. We got one that's running nicely because it's running at about 35 cents or so, something like that. So last time I checked, let's see. I'm going to take a quick look off screen if I see if I've got anything that's not rented. Nope, everything rented. I did have one go down today, unfortunately. I'm probably going to have to replace that power supply. It's probably not quite enough to power a 4090 and a 5950X. So I'm going to up that to 1,000 watt power supply. So we'll probably be getting that this weekend. Unfortunately, it goes down about once every 2-3 weeks. But when it goes down, it can go down for hours at a time, which really hurts reliability. So I'll probably be making that change. That's my next project, is just to finish that, as well as add the last 4090, at least last for now, 4090 into that 7 GPU rig, making it 8 GPU. And I reconfigured that rig actually over the weekend. Took the thermal take power supply out. Got to figure out what I'm going to do with that, because it's an okay power supply. It probably will do fine in just a basic rig. I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But anyway, that's basically what you're seeing. You see, like, way over here was fully rented. And this is when the prices were wonderful. You can see down here, they were really, really high. And I believe we'll get to that point. This is when a single project, a very large project, came online and then it completed. So you're going to see spikes like this along the way. That's why I encourage people, when the prices are low like they are, do not set like a thing that's like a month out, because you want to be able to take advantage of these opportunities when they come up and not have yourself rented at such a low rate and locked into that rental. So always keep that in mind. It's good to have a time where your units periodically, you just got to keep track of them when they expire. And then right before they expire, or maybe a day before they expire, if you see that prices aren't changing, just extend it. Usually the people that are renting it will notice that and then extend out their lease, basically. But it depends. It doesn't always happen, but more often than not, it does, at least from my experience. So I'm sure I probably put half the people asleep, but for those people that wanted to hear that, there you go. There you go. Like I said, I am not complaining. I went into this going, if I can get over 25 cents consistently per hour, and that's before the 25%, I'll be in good shape. So been consistently above that. And I even based it upon, I think, 90% rental, and I'm well over 90% rental. Again, partially because of how aggressively I price. But what I figured is, you're down for 5 hours trying to make another 10 cents per hour, which that person's not going to stay on as long as somebody at a lower rate. I've definitely found that being at the lower rate will get more consistent users on it. In my experience, I know other people have had some different experiences with it, but that's it. All right. The card text says, are you into CPU mining? If yet, what CPUs? No, I was for a while. I am doing, I have done my most recent CPU mining was done through Unmineable on my personal computer with a 5950X. I did it on like 2/3 of the threads, so 24 threads. And I was mining to Unmineable. So it was mining Zephyr, and then I was getting paid out in Jupiter. So I've got like 217 Jupiter instead of just the flat 200, because I got some of those extra payouts from Unmineable. But I haven't been doing that for a while. I just haven't been focused on that at all. But yeah, I definitely want to do that. I'm going down the questions. Scott A said, how many days? We always discuss at 4090 anonymous. How many days?
It's been 0 days since I've finished.
Oh, got it. 4090 anonymous. Sorry, I was lost. So, yes, my name is Max Voltage, and it has been 4 days since my last purchase of a 4090. And NVIDIA, if you are watching, which I know you're not, get with it. I ordered this thing on Thursday. It's Monday. You're still processing it. Last time I checked, you guys were the ones that actually made these things. Okay, well, okay, you contract them. Turn off my what?
The white screen.
Oh, got it. Go to full screen. Yeah, come on, NVIDIA. Please. Send it out. What are you waiting for? Just send it. Send it. I was kind of hoping to get it by this weekend, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Unless they deliver on Saturday, and I'm not sure if FedEx does. I mean, I know they do if you pay extra for it, but I'm not paying extra for it. But it's basically from where they're shipping it from, it's going to be 4 days to get to me. Mining King, Vast AI Maxi. Yeah, that's me. Crypto Craig says, I wonder what the percentage of Vast is actually mining rentals. It's pretty high. I'm not sure what the percentage is, but certainly the lower you are priced. See, this is the one disadvantage of doing it the way I'm doing it, because if you are priced low, you are much more likely to get a miner. Well, if you always have miners on your rigs, you don't get verified. Not that they verify that many 4090 rigs anymore, because I see that number staying stagnant. It's not like it's pretty much between 27 and 2800. So yeah, but it definitely hurts my chances of getting verified. Scott A says, congrats on the sobriety fund. It's only been 4 days, man. It's only been 4 days. Travel says, yes, dark reader extension, please. Yeah, I have it. I put it on and off periodically. I'm not even sure if it will work on that site, though. That would be... I wish they did have a dark mode on that site. I'll have to look into that. All right, I'll look into it later. Give it a week. Yeah, Joker. Yeah, the thought crossed my mind because I'm sitting there going, man, if I see an open box, that's gonna be really tough to resist. It's gonna be really tough to resist because at the very least, I should be able to flip it for more. Especially if it's like one of the fair ones. Hell, I can include one of my adapters because I'm not using any of the adapters I have. I've got like 12 different adapters. I don't use any of them, except when I'm testing them out for mining. But that's all. Ted said NVIDIA was busy. They announced the B200. It's 2 Blackwell chips on one compute unit. Can we say monster? Oh yeah, the B200 is absolutely a monster. It's expensive as hell, but it is a monster. Ivan Yoon, welcome. How is your 8x4 4090 setup arrangement? Open rig? It is an open rig. And it's a mess because what else would I do? So I've got 5 power supplies on this thing. I've got one running just the motherboard, and then I got the other 2 4090s connected to each of the other motherboards with one of these things actually on the end. So this is what they call a power supply tester. But all it is it's just reversing. It's like the paper clip trick. I'll try saying that 10 times fast. that you can use when powering up power supplies. But this is really, really handy. And these come with all the Seasonic. And I know EVGA throws these in most of theirs as well. But these are really nice to have. So Nasity says, what do you think about the X16Q? I love it. I haven't had one, but I love the X16P. But if I could have 3 X16Qs instead, I would rather have those because A, they run quieter, and B, I can mine different coins with them. So if you have an X16P, you're going to be stuck mining that one coin. Now you can split up the hash rate, at least not that I know of, a way of splitting up that large amount of hash rate amongst different coins. If you had an X16Q, you could decide, well, I might want to do a little bit of Larissa, a little bit of Kenxium, and a little bit of Octospace. That would be a really cool combination in my book. I'd like to accumulate more of all 3 of those, in my opinion. So, Shark Farmer, what's in the box? Is that a reference to something? Not sure. Let's see, what else? Hot Crypto Mining says, say, no, I'm not. Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. It's a really bad presidential impression, but I doubt any of you guys would know what president that was. Oh my God. It's a president. It's not Brad Pitt. Morgan Freeman. Oh my gosh, no. Thank you. Thank you, Geek of All Trades. He got it. Bush Sr. Of course, he was alive then as well. Yes, President Dana Carvey. Yeah, that was actually very good picking up on that. That was Dana Carvey. It was an impression of Dana Carvey's impression of President Bush. That's what that was. And no, it was not Jimmy Carter. All right. You guys are behind, I guess. Morgan Freeman was not president, but he was president in one of those movies, those asteroid movies. Oh, I did not know that. What's in the box is a line from Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. I was not sure. Yes, Jimmy Carter was kind of well, actually, if you think about it, President Ford was the forgotten president as well. I mean, he was president for such a short period of time. And then you have Jimmy Carter that, let's just say he was put in a bad situation. And there were certain things he didn't handle very well. Well, this is more history than politics at that point. Yeah, Ford definitely is the forgotten one. Yeah, nobody remembers him. The only thing he's remembered for was pardoning Nixon. That's the only thing. Alrighty then. Now that it has gotten into politics, I will definitely call it a night. So thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. I would really, really appreciate that. And we will see you all again on Monday, hopefully with some content out this week. That is the plan. Best laid plans. Alrighty, guys. Have a good one. Thanks again for coming, and we will see you next Monday. Have a good night.